Hi there, beautiful makeup lovers. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to my channel. So lately I did a video on my channel that was about makeup claims or beauty product claims that annoy me kind of, or that I don't like. And so I thought it would be nice to do a counterpart video where I speak about beauty product claims that I really like. And this is not so much about claims, but more about that kind of also including like the whole brand philosophy and the whole brand kind of design. So this is going to include 6 points that I like, so to be more positive than negative. And yeah, let's just start. So the first thing that really intrigues me, like something that I would always go for, is kind of a minimalistic design, because I'm not so much into designs which are like you have a lot of things there, there's a lot of different artworks there and like 10 different words, and it's not just a bronzer, no, but it's like a skin awakening, you just got sun-kissed, amazing summer 2018 bronzer, you know. And this kind of too much on the packaging can throw me off pretty quickly. And so I really find myself tending to go towards products in the drugstore, like when I'm there just browsing, I find myself going towards products that have like more of a simple, calm down design. For example, here I'm leaving it up here, a picture. The products from Ordinary are an example. They're very, very calm, very minimalistic design. But I don't mean always that it doesn't have to be colorful or anything. For example, let me just show you. I do have this palette from Certifeye, the Dynasty palette. And it does have one artwork here on top, but it's not crazy, you know, like it has this one artwork, and it does state the name here of the company and the name of the eyeshadow palette, but on the back you find the same artwork again. Inside you also find the same artwork again. So it's a very clean, very minimalistic design in the end, even though it's colorful. So I like this kind of design that kind of gives me the feeling I don't need to first find out what this product is about and reading like 10 different words to find it out. And yeah, that's the first kind of thing that would always intrigue me in a brand. And the second point is kind of a counterpoint to another point I made in the other video, and this is when when companies explain their product philosophy really good. So in my other video I was speaking about how I don't like when they put this product is natural and then they don't explain at all what they mean with natural. And yeah, so I really like when companies actually take this time to explain, we think it's a natural product because we don't put this in this, and even better if they put instead we put this in this. So there's one company that I really like that does this actually. This is Freshline Cosmetics, which is a brand in Greece that does like hair care and skincare products. And they actually put like, we don't put this and this and this, and instead we're gonna put this and this and this. So just check them out. I'll link their website down below. It's in English, don't worry. And so yeah, that's really nice. You know, they tell you which products they substitute with which, and I think that's really nice, because sometimes companies only put what they don't put, and then you kind of end up asking yourself, but what do you put instead? Because you cannot just leave something out and then that's it, because this product or this ingredient was there for a reason and it does a certain thing. So what do you put instead? That's also good to know for me, and I really like that when companies do that. Next up is definitely smart packaging. So what I mean with this, I mean, for example, beauty blenders, or not just beauty blender, makeup sponges, they usually come like singly packed in like a lot of plastic, and I find that like so not smart, because actually I got this idea from Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. She was speaking about the blending eggs from Beauty Bakery. I'll leave a picture up here, that are packed kind of this egg cartoon. And I think that's so cool, because these egg cartoons are usually done from recycled paper, and they are recyclable again. And you have one packaging that contains already 6 of them. So I think it's a smart packaging because it contains them really nicely, and it's environmentally friendly, or more environmental friendly than wrapping all the different makeup sponges in one little plastic things. Like, why they cannot come in a different packaging like this? Like, this is something that really is, that's something that I really like. If companies actually think about that, how can we make our packaging in a way that it doesn't affect the environment too much? I also saw that on Instagram of Emma Cosmetics. I linked the website down below, that they were working on making their packaging a bit more environmentally friendly, and I love that. Like, these are companies, they can actually make a difference with their impact, and that's so nice. That's really intriguing for me. I would lean towards a company if I see that they do smart packaging. And next up is something it's not something that I kind of go for every time, but it's something that if I have two products, I would definitely pick the one that is like that, and that is about being cruelty-free and vegan. So I'm not a cruelty-free channel, but if I have the option between a cruelty-free product that's very similar to a non-cruelty-free product, wow, it's kind of a tongue breaker, non-cruelty-free product, then I will always go with the cruelty-free one, because I think, why should I go with the very similar one that has been tested on animals when I can have the one that's not been tested on animals? So this is something I would really lean towards too. So that would really intrigue me if I have the option to choose between two very similar products. And the other thing that really intrigues me are indie brands, especially when it comes to eyeshadow. So I'm really in love with browsing the internet for indie makeup brands and just checking out which kind of eyeshadow palettes they have, and I love that. It's such a big passion of mine is eyeshadow, and especially when they come from indie brands, because I think they just have a bit more innovative color stories, and I do like to support indie brands because usually they're so much more customer service friendly. Like, you can just write them on Instagram like, hey, my order, I don't know, it's late or something, and they would come back to you, and they're so sweet. Usually you really get in touch with the owner usually, and I really like that. I like this kind of personal feel to it. Towards bigger brands, they are tending to release more safe makeup, especially eyeshadow options. They are more tending towards being more you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but they are just so much more impersonal to me, because I feel like, okay, I'm just like one of a trillion customers that they have, and they're not gonna care if I like their product. But indie products or indie brands, you can actually write and say like, hey, I really like your eyeshadow palette, but this shade is a bit weird, you know, what happened there? And they would actually like discuss with you about it, what you think about it. And I like that. I mean, because I like to talk about makeup, that's why I like it. So I really like to support indie brands, and if I have the option to buy an eyeshadow palette from a mainstream brand or from an indie brand, so if I kind of have to make like a budgeting for a month, I would always more go for the indie ones. And yeah, the last thing that is really intriguing for me is if brands release small collections, especially limited collections. So I feel like if they make like a big release, like 30 different items in one collection, in one limited collection, I would be more like, no, thank you. I don't want to browse through all this. But if they make a collection that is quite small, like a handful of items, like 4 or 5 items that really go well together, that is a really thought through collection, I feel like it's just so much more intriguing to me, because then I feel like they already did the thinking for me. You know, they already thought about, okay, which products could go together and which products make a good combination and are complementary. And when I have like a big limited collection, I feel like I'm on the start again, because I feel like limited collections are a good way to kind of already have your makeup picked out for you that goes together. And if it's so big, then you still have to do that, because you're not gonna get 30 items, or maybe some people do that, but I definitely won't. So if there's a really big collection, I would be more leaning to pass on this collection than when it's like a small collection that's really well thought through. And yeah, so that's just how I feel. So yeah, that's it. That's my 6 points that I like on beauty products. And let me know in the comments down below which are your favorite beauty claims, beauty aesthetics, or whatever, you know, what intrigues you to go for a certain brand or for a certain product. Like, what are the things? Are they the same as mine, or do you think that you have very different style on this? Just let me know. And definitely also check out my other video on the beauty claims that I do not like. Maybe we can also discuss there a little bit what you think. And yeah, so give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of videos, and please subscribe to my channel. You will help me out a lot, and I would also love to see you here again to chat with you about makeup. And I hope to see you in my next video very soon. Bye bye!